ego. I like helping people. That's my new addiction.
But I think you can help them without actually shoveling the shit out of their bathtub.
Well, I hire guys to shovel shit.
I've seen you shovel the shit. I've seen you shovel shit, and I've seen you find dead animals under the shit. I've seen you find alive animals under the shit.
The skunk. I found a skunk.
Under shit.
Yeah, under shit. We thought it was a cat. I thought it was a cat, and it was a fucking skunk. I got sprayed.
You did?
Oh, yeah. And you couldn't even smell it because there were so many fucking dead cats in there. The skunk sprayed us, and I was like, oh, shit, I just got sprayed. And then nobody could ever smell anything because the urine was so bad in that room. There were like 30 to 50 cats in there.
What room of the house had the skunk in it?
It was actually a garage, thank goodness.
Oh, my God. I love to think of the skunk like, oh, man, I have made it.
That was the best. That was the best place for a skunk to live.
Oh my God, no kidding. Have you guys noticed when did skunks become so dominant and cocky? Like when we were skunks, the only time you saw a skunk was like when your headlights almost hit them and you're like from 40 feet and you just saw them like scurry into the woods or the gutter. Now, if you're walking your dog and you see a skunk, the skunk just walks toward you with his big fat stupid ass waddling back and forth like he's ready to go.
Yeah.
And then you are the one going, oh, we got to get out of here. There's a skunk. I used to walk my Rottweiler up in the Hollywood Hills and the skunks you'd see a skunk and from 30 feet they'd put their tail up like, what's up, motherfucker? You want to play? What's up?
Fabulous Few, man. That's when it started, I guess.
I don't know why, but do you remember as a kid, like you only saw skunks leaving?
We used to shoot them with BB guns.
Exactly.
And now, you're right. I'd be afraid of them. Like I wouldn't want them to come and get me.
And that skunk, you cleared a pile of shit, and that skunk just blasted.
He did. We tried to catch him. We could never catch him.
So, did you use tomato sauce?
No, you couldn't ever smell it. I had so much urine on me. The stench of dead cats you don't smell the dead part. You just
it gets on your body to smell?
Sometimes you got to shave your body. Like it gets in your hair and you can't get it out.
Oh my God. Your poor wife you go home and your wife goes, oh my God, were there cats? Like
I shower. I don't even go home anymore with those.
Where do you shower?
I'll either at the office or I'll go to a lot of times I go to Hampton Inns now and I'll just go in and take a shower real quick.
A little plug for that. I like that.
Oh, you know what? They're good to me.
They are very nice.
They're great. I have to do half my podcast now. If I'm going to a city to get somebody, I just go to the Hampton and I go, can I borrow your conference room for like an hour? Go in there and do a podcast. They're awesome.
When what strikes me as amazing about your job is like I don't understand how the toilet always breaks in a hoarder's home.
Great question. Can I answer it? All right. First place. Where was the first place you would go to the bathroom?
In my toilet.
Exactly. So you go in there, you do it, and then something happens to it. You probably go there for 2 or 3 years. Then it doesn't work one day. So you just fill it up with paper. Then you shit on top of the paper, and then it starts to build. So once the toilet, you would have called someone to fix it. But hoarders too embarrassed to let them in. So they just go, all right, well, I'll get this tomorrow. I'll get the toilet fixed tomorrow. I'll poop in this Target bag real quick. And I'll just put it over here in the tub. Because I got to take a shower tomorrow, so I'll clean it out tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes. And all of a sudden the tub fills. Then the floor fills. Then all of a sudden the dining room fills up. And then all of a sudden, like, there's no space anywhere in the hallway because you just got Target bags full of poop. And it's literally day to day, decision by decision. And every single time they intend, well, tomorrow I'm going to get that cleaned up so I can get someone in here to fix the toilet. And then by the time we get there, I mean, we had one lady that the toilet literally, the shit had eaten through the floor. And so the toilet fell all the way down through the foundation. It fell down to the ground, to the dirt foundation.
So it's like Tetris with shit.
Yeah.
It just fills up too quick, and then
Yeah, when you miss that thing, and all of a sudden
all of a sudden it's building up.
Great example. God.
Now, do these people? I don't know where they bathe. It doesn't seem like there's ever any place. I guess the kitchen sink.
They don't often. Yeah, they don't.
The kitchen sink
usually
seems
like
to be
at the
communal place,
or the YMCA or a church or something. They don't often. Oh. They've given up at home a long time ago.
I'm surprised you mentioned child services and Jackson working at child services, Child Protective Services.
Yeah, CPS.
I'm surprised when I watch the show that the kids don't get yoked out immediately. It's always like, well, you have 48 hours to get the smell of ammonia out of your house and make sure if you can corral that skunk and get rid of these rats, then we'll make sure the kids don't leave.
Usually we give them, the fact that I'm there, that gives them a chance to clean it up and keep the children. Usually the kids just get yanked. And if you're the smelly kid at school, you're found out usually. I mean, that's pretty much how it's happened. people say, "Oh, your kid smells," and then they send a social worker to find out, and they're like, "Oh, well, this is why he smells. He's laying down in shit."
Because he doesn't shower at a Hampton Inn.
But he doesn't, but he doesn't know that he smells.
Yes, he does.
Not really. That's the word. The kid one is what I mean, animals all day long. I don't care. Dead cats, I could care less with that. But when you see the little kids affected by it, that's where I get messed up.
How about when the kids? I saw one. I don't think it was on A&E. I think it was the other channel. Their hoarding show wasn't as good. But the kid, I've seen on your show when the kids copy the parent. You've seen spouses copy.
Yeah.
They're trying to out-hoard each other out of spite. Then it's like, well, now you're actually a hoarder. But when the kids copy the parents, how common is that?
Well, I mean, if your parents smoke, you're going to smoke. It's all you know.
Yeah, but they never rebel and get OCD.
Oh, yeah. When they leave the home, most of them do.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Most of them, they either get right into it or they totally leave the home and they're the exact opposite and they want nothing to do with it.
I saw an episode once where a kid had a cotton ball collection. And when they tried to throw away the kid's cotton balls, I thought he was autistic because he was freaking out.
Where we broke down his playhouse and he was crying in the street.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so hard to watch.
But why did you break down his playhouse? That was the only thing that wasn't hoarded.
He was talking shit.
No,
I don't know. No, that was awful. I was watching. I'm like, why did they tear it down?
I watched that episode. And I'm like, why are you taking that? It's an actual playhouse.
I'm hoping it was covered in mold. I'm hoping that's why. I wasn't
Let the
there.
kid have his playhouse.
I agree. Oh,
you're a creep.
So sad. Ugh. That poor kid was crying watching his playhouse be busted by a junk guy and a sledgehammer. It was like so sad.
Yeah, nothing goes gently. Like I said, you pull up in trucks that say "got junk." Like, what better way to make a hoarder immediately sense something's fishy? Like, no, I know this is real valuable to you, lady, but let me put it in these trucks with the word junk painted on the side. And then I'll put a sign on your lawn that says "Looney fucking tune."
We know it's important to you, but it's junk.
Yeah, I appreciate your Tupperware collection and your Dick Clark autographs. Oh. And your chickens with one leg that can't stand up straight because they're in busboy trays. Where did Hannah get busboy trays?
I have no idea. Hannah swung at me. She absolutely
you get the hell off my property.
That might be your best impression.
I wish.
God, she was a feisty one, man.
What's her deal now? Hannah was the animal hoarder. She had a lot of farm animals.
Yeah, she had a ton of farm animals. She had goats with like one leg, and I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean,
I think the goat. His back right leg was all mangled, and he's just hopping around. She goes, "He's fine." Like, she basically gave the animal hoarder version of "walk it off."
Yeah, pretty much.
He's faking it.
She thought he was lazy. I'm like, fucking goat has a dead leg. Like, that leg never formed. And you couldn't tell her anything. She had lived on a farm all of her life. She was telling you this is the way it was.
She thought it was a working farm.
Mm-hmm. In her mind, it was. And that's how she made a living. I mean, that family didn't have all the opportunities that we have. And so I want to say they were doing the best that they could. What you didn't see on that episode was she had 10 kids. And one of the daughters ran up and knocked one of the brothers out cold.
No, we saw that.
Punched him square.
They came after you, too.
Yeah, I got out of the way. I was thinking, all right, I'm the guy here. I'm the master of this show. I'll be able to stop. And she comes flying up in a van.
She was a nurse or something. She was like an emergency
Well, we
room
found
lady.
out she worked at Burger King. For some reason, she was wearing scrubs. I don't know why.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. I don't know why she was wearing
scrubs. She had scrubs on.
Yeah,
and she came after you guys. And she hit the brother.
We don't know why she was wearing scrubs.
She deductive logicked that the brother was the one that alerted you guys. So she hit him.
So
and they just kept coming. Like fucking hillbillies.
That was old.
There was like they lived in a shoe.
They punch each other. That's what they do in that part of the United States. They don't care if you're a girl or a guy. You punch each other out.
It was weird to see a family that large and that hoarding be like the Hatfield and McCoys within its own family structure.
Yeah, that was a violent family. I mean, that's all they knew. Like that, they did the best they could to survive. Like those chickens were their income. Like those eggs. That's how they made a living. All of them. And it was like that family fought over craft services every day, like what they could take home. Like it was just you guys take
services?
it. Yeah, man, you got to eat on a hoard. You're not gonna eat anything in the house.
How do you shovel shit out of Target bags?
You get used to it,
and then just go have some Starburst and Jolly Ranchers.
Just wash your hands. You get to it.
You're a different breed of cat, man.
You got to eat, man.
I know you got to eat, but maybe carbo load before you go.
I put Tiger Balm under my nose, or Vicks, one of the two. And you don't smell anything that way. I've said this before. The only thing that grosses me out really is when I go to the bath. You have to wash your hands before you go to the bathroom instead of after, because you don't want to get stuff on your dick.
What about car hoarders? I see a lot of that in LA.
They're everywhere.
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
That's the untapped part of your show.
Yeah, I think it's tough to film. It's hard to get two cameras and two sound guys in a car.
Just get little lipstick cameras.
We never get to just GoPros. Just put a ton of GoPros in there. Yeah. We never get to the cars because you're always focused on the house. But every house we do, the car's just as full. Every single time.
Are there telltale signs, like for a guy walking his dog listening to this podcast right now, like as you're walking through the neighborhood, are there signs where you can tell from the outside if someone's a hoarder?
Yeah. Always look in the carport. Do you have carports out here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Carport usually is full beyond the trash cans. It's usually plastic buckets.
And every neighbor, by the way, you just mentioned.
And the plastic buckets will be old and like moldy looking or like discolored. If they're new looking, they're fine.
The contractor's buckets.
Yeah, but they'll have like a moldy film.
Yeah.
Like because that means they're filled with water. So you know they've been standing because the mold only goes up as high as the water is inside. And then you also look at the top of the blinds. The blinds will be down, and the top of the blinds will be pressed up against the window. That means there's shit full to the top of the house.
Wow, that's trippy, man.
And then usually the upstairs, there's not blinds, there's a sheet. Someone's put a sheet over the window.
I got a house down the street I want you to take a look at. Because the blinds are like that, the carport's like that. The front lawn, they're always redoing the flowers, that's the show. That's the Emperor's Clothes.
Go stand on the front porch and look back out to the street. I bet you'll see stuff behind all the bushes and everything. They're a lot of times they're hiding shit behind. Like you looking from the street to the front door, everything looks great. If you transpose that picture and you go stand on the front porch, look back out to the street, you see cans of like pizza sauce and stuff hiding behind the bushes.
Man, that'd be the worst to be tripping balls and come across a hoarder's house. But if you weren't
even in this great neighborhood, I guarantee you
I'm telling you, there's a house right down the street. The blinds are exactly like you said. And there's the RCA dog that Victor there's a ceramic one, and he just peed that dog.
Did he win it on the Wheel of Fortune in 1982? Do you remember that dog?
Yeah. And it's always like, for $6,000, I'll have the ceramic dog.
Remember when they had the circle that would go around and you had to buy the stuff?
It was like buying food at the airport. Everything's so overpriced, and you're like, for $18, I'll have nachos. And it's a ceramic Victor RCA dog, and it's just that dog's face peeks through the curtains.
And that's probably for security. They want you to think that's a real dog. Because they don't want anybody stealing their shit.
But there's a lot of weird, clay shit in their garden, like half of a plate. But, they kind of made it look like it's a design. I'll show it to you later.
Well, there's intent there. And that's what I always try to say of hoarders. I mean, as crazy as they look, in their minds, man, that makes total sense. I mean, total sense. Like, they has the full intent. They want that to be beautiful. It's just not. And they think that they're fooling everybody, but they're not. I mean, they really do mean to do well, but they just can't.
Our producer, Matt Cohen, said he just saw all of Hoarders on Netflix. He caught up to every episode, and he loved the Bloarders, black hoarders, where the husband and wife didn't really want to be married, and the husband went to Las Vegas because he had to read books. And they're like, "Why?" He goes, "Just to read my books. I got to go to Vegas to read my books." And then you said something off mic that I said Bloarders.
Yeah, so I thought it was acceptable.
Me, my wife, and Tom Segura always say Bloarders for black hoarders. It's just an anagram, really.
Yeah. So I posted, because I hear Tom says it a lot. You've said it. In my mind, it's acceptable. Turns out it's not to the network. I posted it on Facebook one time.
What did you say?
I just said, well, look, check out the Bloarders, thinking it was fine. I mean, this is late at night, and within 30 seconds, I get a text from an A&E executive. You need to remove that post right now.
So your post was like, watch this episode. They're Bloarders.
There's Bloarders. And it was last week, because it was my favorite episode of the season. We had these, is it Guianan family? Guyana? Is that right? Guyana? Very aggressive women. They will get in your face and scream.
Ghanese? From the country of Ghana.
They will, whatever those women are called. They will punch you. They will push you. They're very aggressive. They're very awesome. They're hilarious women, but they fight. Great. They fight a shitload. And this family just continued to fight nonstop, just all the time. And they were so fun. I mean,
what town is this in?
I was down. Where were we? Down in Florida.
You travel a lot, bro.
And I love it, man. Because I've been home for 8 weeks. I haven't been on the road at all. We haven't filmed, but they anyway. This family.
You posted.
I posted, just check out the Bloarders, and immediately, I mean,
that makes me so happy.
It was not 30 seconds that I get, and I didn't
you
realize.
Lost your job.
I mean, I've done worse. I don't think that's why I'd lose my job. But yeah, I guess I could.
I think you don't lose your job because there's really no one in line behind you to take
who the fuck's gonna do what I do? I mean, John